All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Minority Pod with my co-host, Mustafa Hawili.
What up?
The other host, Khalil Bazzi, and our amazing guest, Husam the Gym Freak.
Literally towering over us.
Hey, thank you guys again for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
It's an honor.
You know what, man? I have never stayed up this late to record a pod. I really think
I know it's midnight, and I love you guys for staying up. And honestly, I love what y'all doing. So that's why I really wanted to do it, to support the movement, support everything y'all been doing.
I appreciate you coming out, man. We know you got a sick drive ahead of you tomorrow, so we really appreciate you coming out.
All right, so let's get to, actually, before we start, for everyone out there that can't get in front of a YouTube platform, go ahead, and we're available on Apple Podcast and Spotify. So go ahead and if you want, choose any of those, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Actually, I like the way you say it.
Like, subscribe, comment, and give us all the support, baby.
There you go.
I love it.
So go ahead and tell us about yourself. Tell people how you started and where you're from and
how we got to powerlifting and me hitting some crazy numbers. Honestly, I'll make it a short story. Not really, it's going to be long. But I was 11 years old, came out here to America. Didn't really speak no English or anything. So I had a very difficult time trying to do, sports with other people.
From
like football,
where?
From Syria.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm originally from Iraq. So born there, grew up in Syria for 8 years, came here at 11 years old. And I went to middle school, and I hated it, bro. Hated it so much.
What'd you hate about school?
Everything. I didn't know how to speak English.
I
didn't know how to communicate to people.
I feel that.
People were bullying me and stuff.
Were you big as a kid?
I was, and I was really strong, but I hated hitting people.
I hear you.
So I just let people bully me, and I'm just like, okay,
straight the fuck up.
Yeah, whatever. Literally. And then got to middle school. Played football one time, and then I'm like, I don't like this because everything is about who you know, who you're related to.
Right.
So in high school I did wrestling.
Yeah.
And from wrestling, it was like, I love this. This is giving me a different type of high. I'm thriving off of it. From there, I wanted to get strong. So I jumped into the gym, started working out, and after wrestling, I was like, I don't want to do this after high school because I want to commit to school, and finish my degree and do that. And so I just kept working out because I loved working out, the feeling I get out of it. And it just made me a better person every day. It kind of pushes you mentally, physically, in every type of way. And then I competed for 12 years. I did bodybuilding.
Straight up, huh?
Yeah.
When did you start age-wise?
14.
And how old are you now, Who's?
27.
MashaAllah. 27 years old. So you were bodybuilding from 14 to 22.
To 25.
25, yeah, you're right. 25, yeah.
So I did bodybuilding 11 years, 12 years.
Wow.
And then I just didn't want to do it no more because, you're trying to push drugs. You're trying to eat, all this diet food, and you're, missing out so much family events, friend events. You can't hang out with nobody. You kind of get down, because you can't eat anything, and when you don't have carbs, you don't have fats. You're a grumpy human.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, bro.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to give it up, and then quarantine happened.
Yeah.
Relating, to the garage gunny. I built my own gym.
Yeah.
So literally built my own gym, and then I was like, everybody keeps telling me how strong I am and how much potential I have of being a powerlifter. Let me give this a try. It's Corona. I got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So started powerlifting, and then I decided to get a coach, Joe Stank, and from there put on a show and started hitting numbers in the garage. And then one time my video got reposted, and everybody was like, "This guy's really strong, dancing." I was listening to Adele. Literally, I was listening to Adele, and people were like, "This guy's lifting 770 pounds to Adele. This guy's insane." And from there, about 6 months later, I was like, "Let me do a meet. Let's see where I'm at." And that's how we got there, and I kind of smoked the meat. It was like LeBron James playing at a high school basketball game.
That's how bad you killed everyone?
Yeah, literally. It was like night and day.
Bro, give me your numbers. Give me your dead, bench, squat. Let's hear them.
That meet day or now?
No, right now. What are you looking at
then
right now?
and now.
That meet, I hit a 705 squat, 480 bench, and then a 771 deadlift.
Where you at right now?
I'm at an 804 squat, 530 bench, and an 860 deadlift.
Bro, I ain't hiring no more movers, man.
That's one thing I always tell my mom when she tells me to pick up things. I'm like, listen, Mom, I pick up weights. I don't pick up couches. Okay? Do not ask me to pick up couches, you know?
Let me talk to you about this bodybuilding, man. Talk to me about the steroids, bro.
Honestly,
what the hell's going on there, man?
I'm assuming you took some.
Yeah, I didn't take a lot, obviously. I didn't want to do a lot. And, when back in the day, you're scared to tell people. You don't want to get judged. People are so judgmental.
What age did you take it at?
At 24.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. That was my last bodybuilding show.
Okay.
And I wanted to commit. I'm like, this is it for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, you know?
Yeah.
So went balls to the wall and got a coach and did it. And I'm just like, no, this is not for me, bro. I'm not trying to die at 30 years old, you know? And that's why a lot of people ask me, like, hey, what do you think if I should do this, this, this? I'm like, you want my friend advice or you want my stranger advice?
Yeah.
My friend advice, don't do it.
Yeah.
My stranger advice, yeah, come here, I'll make money off of you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well, all
so
right. Well, what's your take on steroids in general? I mean,
I don't think anybody should do it.
So
What's your point of doing it? So if you ask me that question I ask you is, what's your goal?
okay, well,
What are you doing it for? Are you trying to be a big guy in the gym?
well, no, I mean, the question is,
know.
so I mean, you went down the bodybuilding path.
Yeah.
You know that shit's required.
Yeah.
But you got,
Right. So let's say somebody comes to you and said, "Hey, listen, man, I'm trying to get into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
This is I need this." What do you say?
It depends on how committed that person is. Are you really that committed? Is this really the dream that you want to live? You know, and a lot of people see how people look. Like a lot of people see me, how I look and what I lift, and they're like, oh my God, this guy probably takes so much drugs. I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad is a doctor. He watches everything I do.
Yeah.
You know, everything is prescribed. You know, like I don't take dosages off of anything. A lot of blood work, you know, and nutrition is key and all those things.
Right.
People just want to come do it on the black market. Some guy in the gym who's really muscular comes and gives you a bottle and you don't even know what it is.
You just take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that's where the difference comes. It's like you want to do it, you got to do it right. And that kind of comes to everything.
I mean, but is it really like that though? Like here again, I've never been like so.
I know so many people that passed away that died from it.
Straight up, just from just meeting somebody in the gym, they just give
Bro,
them some shit and they just like.
it's like I'll tell you this. You are messing with your hormones.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are not a strong person mentally, don't mess with it because your hormones are gonna fluctuate. When you come off of it, your hormones come down. Mentally, you're gonna just be down.
Straight up.
Okay. Yeah, because your hormones, you're heightened. So you go from feeling like a horse to feeling like a cat.
Wow.
Okay. So you go from like, I'm going to run through this wall to, man, I'm not even like motivated to go to the gym. So
Yeah.
a lot of people, when they get off, they just go down. And that's why you see a lot of people are like, oh, you lose 20 pounds when you get off of, you know, steroids. And it's
'Cause
like,
depression.
it's not, yeah, because
Essentially.
you're everything, you're not working out anymore. Your kind of energy is down. You lose a little bit of strength. So people just give it up,
Right.
you know. But if you stay consistent, you know, and build a base, it's a different story because you don't really need it, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm genetically gifted
Yeah,
with
yeah,
my
yeah.
strength, so I really don't need it to do the things
So-
I'm doing right now.
So you don't recommend the average guy to just start? I don't know why. I don't know. It really is now, but back in like when I was in high school, 2000 like I was in high school, but in that time, 2008, 2014, 13, it was crazy. Like Trent, Warrior, with Debo, all those other ones. They were all taking it for football. People were taking it for like average stuff.
I mean, you went to Fortson, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it like that there?
Yeah.
Straight
100%
up?
it
Oh,
was.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So like that.
Bro, these high school kids were
let me
my
ask
size
Just
now.
Fortson, Dearborn.
Bro, they were my size now at a 14-year-old kid, and I was at like a 5'8", little 145, 50 pounds, looking at these kids like, I'm like, these are grown men. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And they're
then
all
now,
on it.
and now I see them now, and they're as small as I was in high school.
Yeah.
It flipped,
crazy.
and I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, yeah. That's
You know?
nuts.
Yeah, literally.
all for football.
Yeah. You know,
That's
and where'd
crazy.
they go with it?
Yeah.
So like, they got lucky, nothing happened to them, but I don't recommend it, bro.
Bro,
I
do you
don't
think the
recommend
coaches knew?
100%.
They had to
Are you
have. They had
crazy?
to have.
Yeah.
They had to have.
it,
Right.
you know? It's like when we do bad things, when we
Yeah.
go hang out with girls and
Yeah,
do
yeah.
like certain things. Our parents know
Yeah,
we're
they
doing
know.
it. They're just like, hey, don't do such a
Wallah,
thing.
we're-
But
we
they
thought we were
really
slick.
know.
Yeah,
Wallah.
yeah, deep down, like,
Yeah, my mom was like, you know, I knew you did this. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
damn,
yeah,
mom.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
No,
yeah, 100.
Steroids is yeah. Did you tell your dad that you took steroids?
I did. Yeah. And then
Right
he's
when
like,
you took them?
yeah, he's like, you shouldn't do this. And then I was like, I was young a little bit and then kind of did. And then now it's like, I don't do anything without his like acknowledgement
Yeah,
and
of course.
his you know,
His
suggestions.
approval. Yeah. He has a lot of wisdom. You need it, especially, you know, with what you do.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm
Support.
like, Dad, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm committed to powerlifting, and I love it, and I want to do it the right way, and I want you to be behind me. So, like, I don't want to do it behind you and not have any advice, so I'd rather do it in front of you and give me the right advice so I don't harm myself.
That's a lot of. That's a big problem. In I think in the auto culture is people don't have. People don't have a good relationship with their parents. They have a good relationship, but their communication wise, no. Like, I
No,
don't
they're
think
very,
it's as close.
they're very private. Like they're scared to tell them everything, and I deal with
Yeah.
that like at work, bro. Like I do criminal law.
Okay.
I get like 18-year-olds coming into my place, and they're like, "Yo, I got hit with this felony. I got hit with this misdemeanor. I got hit with this, you know, this traffic ticket. My parents cannot find out. I'm gonna pay you out.
Yeah.
Here's what you want. Nothing goes to them. And then like a couple weeks go by, you see the kid coming in with his parents because the letter came in the mail. You see his face is red as hell.
Yep.
And they're just with head down in my office, and their mom's looking at me. Why don't you call me? I'm just like, I don't know what to do in this situation. You know, it sounds like, you know, that sounds like an issue with you and your kids.
It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And people love to blame the outside person.
Right.
Instead of like, hey, you
Looking
should
into-
communicate with
right.
your kids. And
Exactly.
it's because our parents, you know, in general, not my parents, but our parents in general put such rules that it limits our kids to grow up and kind of be themselves, and it shelters them from the world. So when they get out to the world,
Shock.
Exactly. And it's like, hey, we can improve our kids. I'm not telling you fall off our religion or our culture or our you know, standards, but you can help them grow
Right.
and make them understand what's right and wrong without keeping them in a box.
That's
Yeah.
gonna change, I think. Like I think, like you said, the communication between our parents. I think when we have kids, we're gonna be a lot more comfortable with them. We're actually gonna talk to them.
You're
we're
going to be
do
a lot less strict. You're going to be like,
Yeah.
all right, do what you like, you know.
Some
But at the
people-
same time, you're going to be parents, you know, but you're
Bro.
going to be friends first, I feel like.
Everybody that's chained wants to break them.
Yeah.
Nobody
100%.
that's on chains wants to just be like, yeah, keep me locked in this little box. And that's why you see most of these people, you know, and you see most of the kids that go to the wrong routes are the kids that had very strict lives
parents.
growing
100%.
up.
Yeah,
they're like,
yep,
they were
yep,
the
yep.
ones going to the mosque. They were the ones doing all
Yeah.
the things that were right.
Yeah.
And then they cross that age and it's like, they just go free.
Because they
you know?
never had that opportunity when they were younger because they were so tied down. And then when they got
Exactly.
their freedom, they wanted to try these things they never got to try before.
Exactly.
And I know people that are like that now. Like they never like got to experience life at a
Yep.
young age.
Yep.
So they're doing it at an older age where it's like you're supposed to be past that already.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
the drink and the party and all that bullshit. Like the things they're supposed to do when they're 18 or like 24, but they're doing it when like 35. Like that's the problem.
Yeah, very big problem. And that's why you're having people at that age who are married or going through divorces.
Yeah.
And that's why we have such a high rate of divorce
Oh
now,
yeah,
too.
trust
and
me, I know. Yeah.
messed
Oh,
up
trust me, I know.
families. Yeah.
He's a
trust
divorce.
me.
Which is sad, bro. It's
Yeah,
literally sad
It's crazy.
I went through an age, you know, where I was young, I would say young 20s,
Yeah.
where I was rebelling against my parents.
Yeah.
I distanced myself from my parents. I felt like, oh, they were trying to control me and all that stuff. And then at a certain point, you're just like, man, what am I really being like strict by my parents? Like they tell me to come home at midnight. Why? Because the worst shit happens after midnight. You know?
Right.
Obviously, you don't have to do bad things after midnight, but
Yeah.
that's the way they think. So if you just give your parents a little bit more, communicate with them a little bit more, they are so understanding. Bro. Our
100%.
parents are such loving parents, and now my communication with my parents is like free. Right now,
It's so- yeah,
it's
yeah.
midnight, and my parents don't even check up on me.
Right,
anymore. It's
right,
like,
right.
we know you're
No,
good.
yeah.
Like you ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do bad
100.
things anymore.
Absolutely.
You know?
I heard
Yeah.
a good quote. It was like, we see it as restriction, they see it as protection.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you don't
100.
realize that until until you have kids or like you just get older. Like
Yeah.
at the time,
I think it's mature. I think like you
maturity.
said, you went to.
I went
where'd you go
to
for school?
Western Michigan. I moved
Yeah.
out to Kalamazoo.
Okay, so you moved away, lived alone.
Yeah.
I moved to Chicago. That's where I live now. And living away, bro, I miss my parents all the time. I love having my own life, doing my own thing, having to wash my clothes, cook my food. All that made me mature so much as a man and
Yeah.
respect everything my mother and my sisters did for me.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Go ahead.
Just because I dealt with this, I wanted to see if you dealt with
Yeah.
it. So two questions. The first one, so obviously you don't have a roommate, you live by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is your first time living alone, correct?
I've lived alone before.
Okay, so let's go back to the first time you lived alone.
I was in medical school. I got accepted in medical school.
Okay.
And then I was doing an abroad study.
Okay.
And I was in Poland, and I stayed there for 6 months.
Okay, at first it was difficult.
I hated it.
Okay, and then at some point you started to love it too much.
I did not the first time. I was
Really?
20 years old.
Yeah.
I was very young, and I got involved with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
And I started like going out and stuff, and I'm like, man, I do not like the route that I'm going through.
Yeah.
And if I stay here, I'm gonna be not the
You ain't
person
gonna
I
be
want.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the person I want to be in the future.
Right,
Because
right.
I'm hanging around the wrong people. So I literally called my dad, and I'm like, Pops, like I love you, but this isn't for me. I don't want to do medical school. I don't want to stay here. I'm giving up on it, and I want to let it go. I want to do something else. And
Right.
he literally was like, okay, that's fine. You come back to America, and then we'll figure out what you want to do. Right away supported me. And I never
Yeah.
told him that was the reason that I came back. But now I told him, and he's like, I'm glad you did that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No,
So,
I mean, at least you knew, right?
to be at 20 years old, I give myself props that I was able to get myself out of the situation. All the fun that was around me, I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this.
It's good
I
that you
should
stopped
leave.
it before it got dangerous.
Exactly.
Bro, like with me, like when I moved away, at first, I hated it so much, I was coming home like every weekend.
Okay.
And my mom, at some point, like she just realized, she's like, yeah, he'll be here this Saturday. Yeah, he's going to come back after the first semester. There's no way he'll last. At some point, I don't know when it was, I fell in love with being alone.
Yep.
And it was a love-hate relationship with myself. Like, I loved that I didn't need anybody, and I loved that I needed to be by myself, but that's also a bad thing because you forget how to, like, be social, right?
True.
And then when you get into a crowd, you're just so used to being alone for so long, you're just like, what the fuck do I say?
Yeah, that happened to me
You know
in
what I'm
Chicago.
saying?
That happened to me in Chicago.
Right, and that's what I wanted to ask you.
3 to 4 months. I would come my first semester there. I was back every weekend. Everyone's like, how are you affording gas? I'm loans. That's what it is. And then after that, like, I got comfortable in my food. I kind of settled, and I'm like, and when I watch my own TV alone, the peace, the quiet, I'm like, I love this. This is so peaceful.
And then they notice,
so
like, hey, why
relaxing,
don't you come home
Yeah.
anymore? Where you been? We haven't
Because
seen
when
you.
I come home, I'm like, it's so loud here. I'm an old man.
Yeah, every TV in the background.
You know?
Yeah, man.
I swear.
So you said school in Chicago. What are you doing?
So I'm doing nursing school.
Oh, no shit.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
strict reason
graduate-
why you left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for school, I try to do school here, and I'm just too nice of a person to say no to people. And I always was giving so much to people that I would stop giving to myself, basically, and I wasn't a priority. Everybody else was. So when people call me like, hey, you want to hang out? Hey, can you do this? I'll leave my studying and go do whatever they need. So I was like, if I want to finish school, and I think it's time for me to finish school, I need to move to Chicago, and that's what I did. So hopefully I graduate May 9th.
Oh, Charlo, man.
Almost there.
Nice.
Looking out, bro. Hopefully.
I got an exam Wednesday.
I feel
So you
Man.
basically left Dearborn just to get away?
Yeah, I needed to get away, and honestly, leaving Dearborn has the best thing I've done in my life. I've grown so much as a person. I've seen so much outside of Michigan that we are literally excluded, you know, and I've popped off, you know, and everybody knows me so much more now that I've moved to Chicago.
Why, though? Why do you think that?
Because Dearborn is such a bubble person kind of state that we do not want to see anybody move on. We don't want to see anybody get better because we want to do it before them. And it's sad because when we see each other, it's like, damn, man, you're doing so great. Keep doing it. And then when you look at it, you know, and I don't really care about Instagram likes or shares, but people don't even care to share or like or support you or even comment or anything like, hey, bro, you're killing it on your social media.
Yeah.
But when they see you in person in the
hey.
gym, hey, bro, you know, this is my boy Husam. And it's like, bro, you don't really know me like that. Now I'm your boy, you know? So it's sad because in Dearborn, we have so much potential, so many freaking good people, so many good kids, so many, like, outstanding capabilities of these people in Dearborn. And we limit our own self because of our own beliefs that, hey, I want to do it before this person. Who is this person better than me? But in reality, it's like, hey, we can all make it out there.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Gunny because, like, people hating on him doing whatever he's doing in his gym. I give him props. I'll love to show up and do what I can't do it. I'll die in probably 15 minutes, run out of breath, you know. Then I support what he's doing, the movement, and, you know, it's kind of dope, you know.
You had no idea who he was before the pod?
I did not, you know. I would love to meet him. He seems like super cool. I'd love to see his energy. I don't know if he'll match mine. That would kind of be insane.
That would be cool. That'd be nice.
You know?
Like a straight up showdown, right?
Literally, you know. I'm like, can I lift and you do yours, and then we'll match the energy.
Match it up. Yeah, you guys should.
You know?
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice
Very
guy.
nice
Very,
guy to deal with.
he's very welcoming.
Yeah.
And, you know, the guy gets a lot of hate, and a lot of it is, it's very unsupported. I don't understand.
You literally just said it.
Yeah.
You're like,
What I learned
I don't
from
know why.
people hate what you do is because people are scared to do it, but they want to do it.
Yeah.
And they're scared of judgment, and this is the culture we live in.
Yeah.
Like, certain people are like, all right, do you care what people think of you? I'm like, no, bro, because,
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, you live once. As long as your parents are happy with you, your loved ones love you, all these random people that don't really know you just on social media or, like, out in public, who cares? You're limiting yourself, your potential, your freaking true living because you don't want to get judged by another human. Like, the only person that could judge us is God.
Yeah.
And God's not going to tell you don't live your life, you know?
Right.
So
then I guess you answered your own question. So essentially, most of your support doesn't come from your own community.
no, honestly, I barely get my couple of friends, my family, and that's about it. Most of the support I get, you know, people that support me, come watch my meets, everything like that, other than my family, is from Florida, Chicago, Texas, you know, Dallas, California, Europe, you know, which is crazy. Australia. I'm
Does
like,
that upset you?
does that, obviously, you grow up here, and people always tell you, you got so much potential and you could do this and you do this. And then the second you start to do it and the second you start to go up the rankings and you're almost on the top, people start to be like, oh, look at this guy. He thinks he's the shit or like this or that. And it's like you guys just started and people are like, you're going to go do a podcast with these guys at midnight, and they're still not like that. And I'm like, listen, man, when I was at the bottom and I haven't popped off yet and people didn't know me, I wanted people to help me out.
Right.
Show me the way to get to the top. So if I'm already up there and I can help these guys who are trying to get up there, I would love to help. Because I never ever want to be like, hey, I'm better than you. If you want me on here, pay me. Like, I hate when people do that. They forget who they are. They forget where they came from.
It's clout. All clout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bro, it kills me because from what we talked, when you gave me your numbers, you're on pace to set records. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And nobody in this community knows you.
No.
I found out from Built with Grit, Thurg.
Yeah.
He posted you and he texted me, he's like, hey, the guy I just worked out is a monster. And
I love Thurg.
He's awesome. I have his shirt on right now.
He's somebody that supports me.
Oh, big time.
And we never went to high school together. I went to Forest and he went to Dearborn, and I met him after high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after high school I met him, and then we right away clicked. He's such a genuine person.
Amazing.
And you can tell when somebody's good and actually supports you.
Yeah.
I've asked, trust me, like as negative as Dearborn, I asked a lot of people about you before and after we asked you to come on. Everything was positive. I asked some of the negative, I know a couple guys that are just extremely negative overall. They loved you. Oh, he's the man.
I love that. I try to, honestly, and one thing I've learned that a lot of people like to put their bullshit out into the world, but if I get in a fight with my mom or my dad or I have a bad grade, why do I go out there and give all this energy to other people? All those people didn't do anything to me. I did that to myself. So, and again, it already happened, right? So why not move on, get better, fix your mistakes, and stay happy with it? Because negative energy just puts you deeper in a hole instead of a positive energy. It's like, hey, this is what I can fix. This is what I can improve on. Let's get to work. Let's move on. Let's get it cracking, And it makes life so much easier, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because good energy just pushes all the bad energy away, and now your circle is just surrounded. You're like a magnet, and I love it. I love attracting, like my gym. Everybody comes out Saturdays because they know I work out Saturdays. And I love it. A lot of people are like, no, the gym gets too busy. I'm like, no, I don't mind everybody coming and vibe off my music, vibe off my energy, and sees me going crazy because they love to see me celebrate in person. They're like, man, you look so much funner in person, I'm like, yeah, because you see talking and stuff, and you're like, you get a different perception.
Hey, you do that little dance before you do it. Instantly you can tell what kind of person you are, because before he does any lifting,
I get shimmying, baby.
Yeah, he does that. He points up, then he just straight up lifts it. It's hilarious. I actually told someone to look up your page, and oh, he looks like a fun guy.
Yeah, I love it. I love the image I try to put out there. I just want to change people's perception of power lifters, bigger guys, because everybody thinks we're meatheads, we're not smart. I'm in nursing school, I'm an educated person, and I have different lifestyles from nursing school to powerlifting, and that's my hobby, and it's just not everybody, a fun hobby that I'm really good at, right. And I think if you love something and you keep loving it, you can always improve in it, and that's why I don't want to make it a job, and that's why I love doing it, and that's why I keep improving on it.
All right, we're back. So I always wondered, in general, not even just with you, is I always look at these Instagram posts and these guys are shirtless at the gym, and I'm like, what kind of gym allows these guys to take their shirts off and start blasting their own music? You tell the gym, how does that go?
I mean, honestly, if you're talking Chicago, the owner loves me, and it's a powerlifting gym, so it's kind of dope because the girls there lift better than the guys here in Dearborn. The form-wise, strength-wise, it's insane. And I obviously it didn't always have the correct form, but after I got to the powerlifting, you have to drop your ego and kind of learn. And over there, I literally connect my phone to the stereo system in the gym.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, and I play the music on Saturdays, and we get lit. We take off our shirts, most of the guys. And what's dope about the gym that people don't really know, when you guys all just see me lifting, the whole gym stops for respect, for me hitting a PR, and they all watch me, give me their support. They're all cheering me on, the whole gym.
That's badass.
You come over here and you go to a gym like Lifetime, or
What's going on here, bro?
This
guy's on roids.
Yeah, bro, you full of yourself, we don't care what you're doing. One time I was at Lifetime, everybody kept begging me to go, and I'm like, all right, I'll go, and I'm doing arms. and I'm using an easy bar, and this guy comes and he's like, "Can I use this?" I'm like, "There's like 6 other ones. You wanted the 40?" I'm like, "Okay, go ahead, take the 40." So I literally go grab the 50. So I'm doing the 50. I finish the 50. I put it down. He brings back the 40, puts it in front of me. I'm like, "Why'd you do that?" He's like, "Oh, you need it." I'm like, "No, I took the 50, bro. You can rack it back. I don't need you to give it back to me."
Yeah.
And then he kept following me around doing every workout I was doing.
That's really weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then people stare at you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they
Not even
literally
just the gym in Dearborn. They just stare at you. Well, Hajib was mean mugging me at the stoplight before I came here. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the problem, bro?
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Like,
And-
why are you angry at me?
literally. And gyms, like, they don't let you do anything. You know, there's obviously a couple of gyms here that let me do my thing. You know, like Raise the Bar and
Raise the
Lincoln
bar
Park.
probably would, yeah.
Yeah, lets me do my thing. The owner loves me. I literally had a whole shoot. Like, if some guy wanted to record me, I'm like, sure, come out to Raise the Bar. He lets me do whatever I want. I have my gym bag. I have a whole closet in my gym.
That's hilarious.
Literally, because I get sweaty, so I change the outfit for every lift. So if I'm squatting, benching, and deadlifting, I'm changing every time because I'm just like not trying to be sweaty the whole time.
That's
It's
I go to
not bad.
Oakwood. Oakwood's like it's labeled a bodybuilding gym, but it's like it's more relaxed. but I
Oakwood's
love
cool. They don't really want to chalk around too much, you know.
that. They took it out completely.
Yeah, I know. When I was there during Christmas because they were open. So I talked to the owner. I'm like, hey, I'll wipe everything down, you know, like I'll clean everything. And that's why people limit things like for people is because we have no gym etiquette, you know.
Yeah,
literally
100%, yeah.
one time I was
Yeah.
benching. This guy comes, benches in front of me. Okay, one plate. He saw me doing 455, and then he gets up and walks away.
You just want to bench and leave?
He
No,
literally
he
came.
just want to show you
he
that I can
came,
bench.
Yeah, he
I-
did. He did a couple reps, one set, and then walked away. So I walked up to him and I'm like, "Hey, can you rack your weights?" He's like, "Oh, was there already?" I'm like, I was right in front of you. I just saw you put on mine. Like,
Yeah.
I was
Bro,
like, "You're 30 years
Man,
old."
LA Fitness is bad.
Bro, I go play basketball at Civic Center like daily. Hey, I feel bad for the workers. They got it there in the gym. There are plates all over the floor, bro. It's literally like a walking hazard at that point. Nobody puts
You
anything
can play the
back.
lava game at the LA Fitness
Bro,
with
and
the
that
weights.
drives me crazy because I'm like, do you leave your toilet up? Do you piss
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over the
yeah.
toilet?
Yeah.
Like, do you not clean after yourself? Like, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it shows what kind of person you are at the end of
Right.
the day.
Honestly, Lifetime's like a high class one in Dearborn. If you go to like the Crunch or like Planet Fitness, no Crunch and
Bro, been to Planet
Well,
Fitness
our
Dearborn?
house-
Edge too.
Edge, they're it's a mess.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, once
And it's
I swear to God, at the Planet Fitness on Ford Road, I swear to God, the 50s were in the bathroom one time.
Oh God.
They were in the locker room. I shit you
I
not.
think they took them there so nobody takes them or something like that. But people
Guy-
do
The
that.
guy with the drop of deuce, they don't want anybody using his 50s.
And you ask people if you want to use this or that, and they're like, "No, I got 7 sets. I got 8 sets." And I'm like,
what's the
bro,
point?
like, can we share? You know?
And
Oh my God.
every single sauna in Dearborn is just stacked. They think it's gonna make them
Yeah.
like get
people love to warm up, you know, the wrong way with the sauna and then jumping into the bar. Yeah, I'm warming up with the bar. Like, no, bro, that's not how you warm up. This
40
is why-
minutes of sauna.
Yeah, like most of these guys get injured and they're like, I have shoulder problems, back problems. And I'm like, because you guys are not doing things right. Like, there's so much out there for us to learn. There's Google, there's YouTube. It's so easy. Everybody does videos of it now. And it's like, they don't want to do any of that. I literally do a walk for 15 minutes before I do anything. And then I warm up without weights, just dynamic warm-ups for another 30 minutes before I even do anything. You know, warm up my whole body because you need your muscles to get activated and fire before you touch a weight. And that's how most of these people are ripping biceps and ripping chest muscles. And it's like, you got to do it right if you're doing it. You know, it's not an ego thing, you know?
People just think they're just get on it and just let's go.
Yep. And that's why people are like, man, I'm not succeeding. I'm not progressing. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, do you max out every week? Do you do this every week? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, there you go. So like, how do you want to progress if you're doing everything wrong? You know?
Coming off progressing, so what? This is like the number one question I think people search as well. Like a lot of people tell me they go to like Gunnies or they go to a personal trainer because they hit a plateau. What do you tell people that hit a plateau?
A lot of people always want to like keep pushing numbers. Like, for example, the last time I hit 500 was in October, okay? And I didn't push anything over 500. I was always under 460, okay? That from October all the way till March.
Damn.
I did not
Wow.
go heavy. Exactly.
No, just kept it.
Kept it lower.
Yeah.
I would hit and go through my cycle. And my cycle is basically we go through blocks. What a block is 4 weeks of training. And each week, you know, you start at a low RPE, which is, you know, reps per exertion, you know, how much energy you put into each reps. So if you're doing RPE 6, for example, you got 4 reps left in your tank, right? So you start at that level, and then you go up slowly one by one. So say I start at, we'll say 400 pounds bench. I'll go up next week to 425, 415. Then I go up to 435. Then I cap it off at, say, 465. Then I'll take a deload week. And so what the deload week does is it rejuvenates my whole body. It compensates it, makes it stronger, gets it ready, and refreshes it, lets my muscles relax and get ready to push again. And most people don't do that. They take a day off or 2 days off, and that doesn't give your body enough time to recharge to push again. So just keep pushing.
So a deload week, you're not working out at all?
No,
he's
working
you
out.
are. So everything is 50% strength. All the reps you do lower. So instead of you doing like 5 reps, you'll do 3 reps. Instead of you doing 400 pounds, you'll do 200 pounds.
So you're just taking your time with it.
Basically, you want to keep the movement going because you want your muscles to still fire.
Yeah.
Okay, to keep perfecting the movements and improving, but you're letting all your body refuel. It's like putting gas in your car.
Right.
You don't wait until it stops moving to fill gas.
Right.
You get when it gets to E, that's time to fill it.
Yeah.
So you go to the gas station and fill it. So same thing. The deload is kind of the gas station.
Yeah.
It's just filling gas this week. It's a whole week long.
Right.
Not 5 minutes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Gas is high as hell, bro. I know what you've been doing.
I know, bro. I hate it driving back and forth.
Yeah, I forgot. So you're driving, huh?
Yeah.
What do you drive? You got a truck?
Yeah, I got a Ram.
Oh my God.
It's been ramming
Well,
my
you're
bank
getting
account.
capped, huh?
Stand on that gas.
Well, hey, honestly, bro, Dodge is literally ramming your bank account.
I know. I swear to God.
So you mentioned you told us you have a great relationship with your parents.
Yeah.
So did they go to all your meets and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I have an older brother, older sister, and a younger sister. Both of my older siblings are married.
They're all still here, right?
Yeah, they all live here. Both of them are married. They both have kids. And my parents, my dad works as a doctor, like I said before, and then my mom just stays at home. She actually has her master's in engineering, but she just doesn't work because my dad makes enough money, so she just chills at home.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right? Good for her. But she doesn't really chill because she just cleans 24/7. And there's nothing to clean. But literally, you know how moms are.
Yep. They always find something to clean, bro.
I swear.
Let me do the laundry for the 4th time this week.
Voila.
I swear. She tells me to bring my laundry from there to here. And I'm just like, that's too much work for me. I don't know why you want to do it. I'd rather do my own laundry over there. But speaking about my meets, yeah, they are honestly the most supportive parents and family I've ever had. Everybody knows my family. I make them all shirts at my meets, so they all match.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they all match. Everybody knows my family. People come up to me and like, man, your family's dope. Your mom is dope, because they get loud. Like my first meet, it's funny because I hit my first lift, and then my whole family was quiet, but all the crowd was cheering for me. And then by the 3rd lift, I squatted over 700. And my mom was the loudest person in the room with her hands up, and I literally go hug them every time I do a lift. I'm getting a teary eye a little bit. But yeah, I go hug my parents every time because my mom prays for me the whole time, and they come to every meet I do. They are the most supportive person and people in my life, and I love it. And it's like dope seeing your dad and mom be so proud of you doing what you love.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So
trust me, it's a good thing to have, because I know with a lot of people I grew up with, their parents were like the parents were so busy with work that they never visited their kids during any sports. There's obviously the parents out there that go to every meet.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of parents out there they didn't purposely do it, but like they were just working all the time, and they couldn't get to the games or the meets or anything, and that's a great thing to have, honestly.
It's the small things that matter, man.
And we're eventually, like I said, we're gonna change that with our kids. If my kids has a meet or a football game, anything, I'm gonna be there. Me or my wife, you know what I mean?
Have to. I'm telling you, it's that, bro. The small things that that will drive to school that you think is not a big deal to them, it means the world.
It is. It is, and I feel like that's what makes good kids.
Yeah,
that's what helps them stay on route. That's what builds a connection with your parents. Because now my parents, whenever like I get all of us together, they're like, "You get all of us together. You're making all this happen.
Right.
For your meet, but you're making us enjoy this, and they have fun.
Yeah.
So I love it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, when do you graduate nursing school? I think we talked earlier. You said May.
Yeah.
So, how are you competing and working? What are you doing?
So, it'll be easier. Right now, it's a little bit hard. That's why I'm doing a warm-up meet in May.
Okay.
Which I'm already at world record numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't want to commit to focusing so much on my training where I get to my finals and I'm like, man, I'm panicking. I got to hit these numbers and I got to focus on my exams.
Just want to see where you're at.
Numbers?
Yeah.
How far are you off them?
I'm already there.
Really?
Yeah.
So we can see your name in like a record or something like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the number 1 in the world. I never talk about it because I don't like to talk about it because people think the wrong way.
People think you're just
in
trying
what
to toot your own
category,
horn.
though?
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
of,
You're not, though.
What
yeah,
category?
I'm
That's
not-
unreal, bro. How you said you're what, 27?
Yeah.
Bro, you're 27 years old. That's sick. That's
Yeah.
so badass.
It's honestly, and when I think about it, I'm
Strongest
like,
powerlifter on the podcast.
when I think about it, I'm just like it's so humbling coming from Iraq. My dad lived in a mud house.
Yeah.
He had no father. We came and grew up poor, and then we went to Syria, and my dad was working where they paid him like really nothing. And we lived in an apartment, the same apartment that I live in now alone with 6 people.
So you
and
guys
now I'm
escaped
here.
Iraq to go to Syria?
Yeah, because of the war.
Then you
Straight
guys
up.
came here.
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
So to see where we started as a family, and now you're telling me I could be the number 1 powerlifter in the world, like it makes me want to cry because I'm like, there was no way that I got to that.
It's
moment.
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Man.
Yeah.
And the credentials to your family is nuts.
Yeah.
It's dope.
So this
that's
meet,
awesome.
you just want to see where you're at.
This
in
meet,
terms
we're
of where
doing a
you're-
warm up. We're just kind of doing a different kind of deload because you do a deload right before you do a meet to get your body fresh to push really hard. And so me and my coach are doing a different type of deload to see how it is. And then we're just trying to get us very close to the record, about 50 pounds away, and not really push hard,
So how does it work when you do break the record? Like, there's a specific event you have to go to, or as soon as you break it, it's just announced, hey, this guy broke the record at this meet?
You want to do a big meet that's going to have, the meet I'm doing has a live stream.
Okay.
Basically is going to be online with like this really dope, the live stream that does ESPN, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's the same live stream. They're doing our live stream, and then it's going to be a money meet. So if I win $5,000.
Nice.
Yeah, and then and it's very popular, very known. And the gym that I'm doing it at is very big, so
Yeah.
it's very easy for my family to come enjoy it, and it's not a cramped meet. And then basically when you're hitting numbers, they put national judges to judge you.
Cool.
Yeah, not
cool,
this.
cool.
They're state judges, and then they just flip, and they'll bring national judges to judge you. And then when you hit the record, you basically got the record.
So are you looking at the record for bench, dead, and squat?
I'm
which
looking
one
for the
specific?
record for squats,
Squat?
which is the record is 860,
Yeah.
and I'm a squat 881 in October.
Inshallah.
Okay, and then for the total, there's a record for the total
Yeah.
number, and the record right now is 2205, so 2,205 pounds.
Right.
And I'm looking to hit 2,300.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that puts me number 1 in my weight class,
Uh-huh.
but it puts me number 3 all time.
Okay, so who's number 1 all time right now, and who's number 1 in your weight class right now?
The number 1 all time is a girl who weighs like 160 pounds.
Wow. Oh, because of the weight.
Because of the weight, because
Yeah.
of the scoring system, the lower you weigh, the more you lift, the higher your number is.
Okay. And then in your weight class,
My weight class is 242.
242.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Damn, you're about to get close, huh?
I
Inshallah, man.
am
Inshallah, you
very
get it.
close. As long as I stay healthy, I always say, staying healthy is the thing I do. And that's why before every lift I pray, I kiss to the sky, and I'm like,
course.
out up, and just go with it, and hopefully nothing happens,
That's
Inshallah,
awesome,
you're.
man.
So, what are your plans after Chicago? You moving back to Dearborn, or you staying in
sir.
Chicago? Or where
After
you-
I
what
left
you doing?
Michigan, I don't think I ever want to
Never,
come back.
Really?
No, and I plan to move my whole family out. I love that I grew up here. I love the people. I obviously stay connected with people like you guys, my friends, everybody like that's close to me, and I'll always visit. But I think there's so much more to the world than staying here.
So you're gonna move to Tampa forever?
No, honestly, I feel like I love to bounce around. I love to try different cities. And, when you get married, you settle down, you have kids. You want to live in an area where you want to raise your kids around a nice neighborhood, around nice friends, family. So we'll see where that ends up. I want to be around my family.
So
Would you ever raise your kids in Dearborn?
yeah, I was gonna say.
No, straight up.
No.
Tell me why.
No.
I really want to hear it.
I mean, I won't even apologize for it. I'm a
No,
very
don't.
blunt person,
Yeah.
and a lot of people get offended. But honestly, if you get offended, you fit the topic.
Yeah.
You're the
You know what I'm
problem.
saying?
Yeah.
But it's because I don't want my kids to grow up in a very judgmental, neighborhood where you're limited to your capabilities. There's so much potential, again, that we've already mentioned, that gets held back by our own little city because, we like to hate on each other.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm sitting here and I love you guys and I'm talking to you guys, and then I walk out and I'm like, man, yeah, forget this podcast. They're trying to do a podcast.
These guys are a bunch
This
of
is
clowns.
Dearborn,
These
bro.
clowns.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when in reality it's like, why, bro? Like, come on, this is dope. And I don't
Yeah.
want my kids to have to deal with that and try to fit in with all these people. Everybody tries to fit in. And one thing I've always told people, what makes you special is standing out.
Right.
Because that's when you really get to be yourself. Because when you fit in, you're just a copycat of everybody.
Right.
And that's why when
Right,
you
right.
say you're from Dearborn,
Yeah.
and everybody looks at you like, hey, yeah, bro, what's up? And it's like, bro, I don't talk like that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah. It's interesting, man. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as this is posted on YouTube, the hate and the love is going to be so divided, and I love that. Because
honestly,
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be pretty low.
No.
listen,
I don't believe that.
I'll tell you this.
I
I'll tell you this.
Let
The
us know in the comments.
That people that hate it,
Yeah.
It's
Not hate
because-
this. A lot of people are gonna hate the idea, because here's the thing. Every single guest that we've had on up until you, they've had nothing good to say about the city. And we had our disagreements with that. Like, I'm like, well, okay, you know, the city it's toxic.
yeah.
They're like, yeah, but overall, I mean, this community's like, I mean, it's
What
a great
community?
community.
It does have a pros and
Tell
cons.
me the community. Who's the community?
Tell them, Kel, go ahead.
Who's the community? I want to know, because everybody talks about our community.
Right.
What's our community?
Right.
We hype up each other's restaurants when the food is really not that good, because we can't be honest. We can't be honest to our own people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're a true friend, tell me what's my flaws.
Right.
I don't
No,
need you to hype
100%
me
agree.
up. I don't need you to tell me that, hey, you're doing this, that, or I'm acting a certain way, or I'm in front of people and I'm doing something wrong. Don't tell me I'm normal. Like, put me in check. Like, yo,
Yeah.
Husam, bro, you're acting a little different. You're being
Yeah.
shady. You're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like that, so don't do that.
Right.
And our people, we like to just hype it.
Yeah.
We like to just go with it, go with the flow, which is like sad. We don't need to do that. You know? And that's why I don't think there is a Dearborn community. I just think there is a bullshit community of us trying to make this
It's
big
hype,
community.
hype.
Yeah,
It's all hype.
that we are a community, when in reality it's like, not really. We don't all support each other. We support each other in this little bubble, but let somebody get out. They're gone with. They're for guys.
You
So
know,
the pros and cons. I'm sorry for cutting up.
You're good.
The pros and cons for like Dearborn. Like you always want to be surrounded by your people. You're never gonna face racism in Dearborn. That's the one thing that's a pro. There's the food obviously is good.
Yeah.
Some restaurants more than others.
I think I get more judged in Dearborn than anywhere else.
100%. You're gonna. That's
100%.
normal.
It's
Dearborn has
literally
a
a
lot
given,
of
bro.
pros. Like I said, you don't have to worry about like a girl that's wearing a hijab. No one bats an eye in Dearborn. You go somewhere else, that's a problem.
True.
You never have to worry about racism. You never have to running into problems with like food. A lot of people know each other. It's just like more
Islam, yes.
Islam. Yeah, if you want to get more to your yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. Like, yeah,
religious-
in terms of the majority, like you have like religious sovereignty.
Yeah, it's a
I'll
lot
tell
easier
you
to
what's good.
access
I'll
here.
tell you one thing that's good about where we live here. Ramadan.
Amazing.
Okay, this is the only month that we all come in as a community. That 1 month out of the year, and then after that, we all forget about each other.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
and
hear
then-
that.
And that's
At
literally
least
what
Ramadan
it
is
is.
trying to get that to happen.
Yeah, but how many Ramadans do we need to get
Right,
to that
right,
point?
right. I mean, he's got
You
a
know
point,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Like, here's the thing, man. The negative side, very
Don't-
toxic.
don't get
community.
me wrong.
Very toxic community, bro.
I would love
Yeah.
to have a powerful community here.
Yeah.
And the thing
yeah.
is, we are very capable
Yeah,
of
yeah.
having a powerful community here and supporting each other and making us like, why can't we have a powerlifting meet out here in Dearborn?
Yeah.
Why is it not possible?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever heard about me being the strongest powerlifter in the world?
No, not until we met you today. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm from Dearborn.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what I was asking you before. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, you know. Well, now it's confirmed. You are breaking records,
Yeah.
unofficially breaking records.
Yeah.
Okay, and nobody from this community knows about it.
No.
Yet
Have you ever seen me on the Dearborn page?
That's what I'm saying. And yet, what's crazy is
Get it to happen.
what's
Oh my God.
really the crazy part is you went to Fortson High School.
Yeah.
You are a product of the city.
Yes.
And you are about to be in the record books.
Yep.
And nobody here knows you.
No.
And that is wild. And let me ask you a question. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
I'm almost at 10 grand.
Okay, and so I mean it's safe to say you're very known.
Yeah.
But in this community you're a ghost.
No. I don't. Nobody knows me here.
That's
It's
crazy.
funny. It's not nobody knows me.
No,
Everybody
they
knows
know
me.
you. They know you.
Everybody
They
knows
know
me
you.
because
They know
any
you.
gym I
Yeah.
go to, everybody stares at me. Anywhere I go, they come up to me like, "Oh, you're Husam the Gym Freak."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, nice to meet you." "Oh, I'm a big fan." I'm like, "Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much." You know, and then I get a follow after they beat me.
Wow.
Why
they-
weren't you following me?
Yeah, like they've been watching my stuff. It's like, "Oh, I see you dancing. I see you this." I'm like, "Oh, what's your name? I'll follow you." They're like, "Oh, no, I don't follow you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, you don't have to. You know, you're good." I don't
Yeah.
really care for
Yeah,
followers.
yeah.
Like I've had people tell me, "Oh, I'll shout you out, this or that." I'm like, I don't care for followers. I want the people that watch my stuff actually want to watch my stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
I mean, has anyone from this community reached out to you for support? Like reached
Well-
out to you to say, "Hey, like, you know, let us help with this. Let us do this for you." Like,
You are sponsored
I am,
by a Dearborn company.
and I got more news for you. So I am sponsored for food by Choose Fit Nutrition. I love them.
True Fit or True?
Choose Fit.
Choose Fit.
Choose Fit Nutrition.
They sponsor everything.
They sponsor everything, all my food, you know, and they are, even one time they couldn't ship food out for me. They had technical difficulties. They sent me money.
Jeez.
They sent me money. They're like, this is food for a week until we get you food.
Shout out Choose Fit,
bro. That's
Literally, bro. So I was like, no, you don't have to. Like, you're really good. Like, I'm good. I can have
I can
food.
do it.
Yeah, like for a week, I'm good. And they're like, no. We promise we'll take care of your food always. And they literally sent me
Where are
money.
these guys located at?
They're literally located on Schaefer, right by the mosque on Schaefer.
Way to keep it real.
Well,
You remember the old Family Dollar?
Yeah.
That is shut down there? Right in that plaza.
Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome, actually.
And their food is amazing. I won't lie. I'm very picky, so I'm like, listen, if your food's not good, I'm not gonna lie to people, you know. And then I just finished a deal with a supplement company,
Okay.
and the deal just got done 2 days ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Do you want to
man.
announce it or no?
Yeah, I don't mind,
is
honestly. It's I got sponsored by Titan Nutrition out of Missouri.
Oh,
It's
nice.
a supplement company. I am the first powerlifter they sponsored.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
I know.
Good
They
job.
want me to
Good for
kind of
you,
be
man.
the face of the company, and I'm
Good
like,
for you.
I love it.
What
you
do
know?
they mainly produce?
They do, like, it's fun. It's dope because they do a lot of protein supplements, and everything doesn't have any chemicals or anything bad, and everything is gluten free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so anybody that's gluten insensitive or anything like that, intolerance, like, you can get all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
So I have a question for you, but before I'm going to give you a background about something similar. Okay. And again, I don't know if this is really what happened, but based on what I saw, this is how it looked like to me. But if anybody that knows the real story behind this, you can correct me in the comments. But I'm going to say what I look like, at least what I think happened.
Okay.
There was a famous gamer from Dearborn, TSM Myth. I don't know if you guys heard of him.
I don't do games.
What's
so I
his
wouldn't-
name? Kovchuk?
No. He's from Dearborn.
Did
No,
he kind of go viral or something?
he went viral, bro. This guy's an Arab American.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Dearborn,
I've
Kelly.
seen
Yeah,
a
bro,
video
Sports
about
and
him.
good?
I don't know where he's from, but I'm,
Isn't
He went to LA for something, an event?
yeah,
For
yeah,
Kelly. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So this kid, bro, he has a commercial for Samsung. Like, you know, he's legit. TSMS, look him up. This guy was huge, like Fortnite. I don't know what the fuck
Wasn't
he's
there
playing.
another kid?
The main one I'm talking about is TSMS, okay?
Okay.
Long story short
Myth.
yeah, TSMS is his full name, I think, on IG, okay? Long story short was, so this kid, just like you, but look at it from a gaming perspective. This kid was on the come up. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody reached out to him. At the end of the day, when he made it, when he got big, when he got this big platform, all of a sudden the city council hit him up. They're like, hey, come out. They took a picture with him. They gave him some bullshit award. And they put it up on the news. They're like, oh, my God, Arab American from Dearborn. You see him with, like, all these politicians. And, like, now they want to put him out there because he made it.
They're going to get rejected if they
I was going to ask you, if this happens with you in the community, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to keep it real. You, let's say you break these records tomorrow officially. Community reaches out to you. They're like, hey, Husam, we saw what you did, man. We want to put you on the front page. What you doing?
Meet me at Minority Podcast. And
Let's
we can turn
go.
it up. I swear to God. And it's going to be blunt. It's going to be honest. So you better be ready. You know?
Yeah. It's just crazy because I was gonna, because a lot of people, like, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say it's this community, but in general, that's how people are. Like, they don't want to be there when you know, like, they don't want to be there for the bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They want to be there for the glory.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's what happened with this kid. Nothing, you know, nobody. He was a nobody. Everybody, I used, like, the gaming community knew who he was, just like how the powerlifting community knows who you are.
Yeah.
But his own people weren't behind him. That's how it looked like to me. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me. But once this guy got on Samsung, he went to LA. You know, he got some money. All of a sudden, hey, now you're a part of this community. Come, Todd.
Yeah, the first thing out of everyone's mouth when
Yeah.
you try to do something is, oh, they'll fail, or don't worry about it.
And
Oh,
that's
this
so
guy's
sad. We
Yeah.
right away kind of smirmed it off, and we're just like, oh, he's going to fail. Don't like, why?
I think in sports, we can go so far in sports, but then you have the
Isn't there like a couple of kids going college now?
Oh,
And some
wow.
kids
the
going-
amount of kids
some
going
going
college is
going NFL
nuts.
draft too, right?
Ali Fayed.
Yeah.
That kid's a monster. He
Good
actually
for
played in our
him, man.
flag league.
Good
Yeah,
for him.
he's amazing.
Yeah.
Hosby, Eastern, killing it. Like, they're actually getting support.
I'm so
by these
happy,
young-
bro.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm so happy for these kids. And that's why I always say kids like that, they can reach out to me. I don't mind talking to them. I don't mind giving them advice and helping them with anything.
No, for sure. Yeah, these
know?
like the support behind these athletes is a lot better than what it was back. Because when I was growing up, it was El Aboudi, Naaman, and those guys.
And those guys could have made it.
Yeah, I really think they could have.
Yeah, they could have.
There's a lot more like Bakar, all those guys, but like I feel like Dearborn got them. And like I think they could have went so much further, but people like you and Hasbi and Arafaya, they're just pushing the boundaries, and then you guys can be the platform for who people look up to.
Right.
Honestly, and this is why I don't like being a part of the community, but I always want to help the youth. right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
do not mind anybody.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship, right?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I love everybody here. At the same time as I
like,
like,
you
I
know
don't
it's
hate,
like low-key,
I don't hate
like-
the people. I
Yeah.
just hate that we put this fake image of why we can't push everybody out.
Right.
So, and this is why I want to change the image of, you know, everything, where I want to support everybody and anybody in Dearborn, in Michigan, who
Yeah.
is, you know, whatever they need, whether they're trying to get out there or an advice or they're young, I would love to help them. I don't mind.
You should actually. I don't know if you want to, but start the first Dearborn powerlifting, like a competition or something. I would love to see that.
I want to. That's one of the goals. I want to build a gym. I want to start doing my own competitions, and I want to invite the best powerlifters in the world. And then I want to create the best powerlifters out of Dearborn.
Let's
There's
go.
there's so much potential, man, and I want to kind of change that perception and make people enjoy it, you know, because it'll be dope. It'll be fun.
And people, bro, if I go to a gym and a guy that runs it is someone like you, how are they not gonna be hype?
No, it's not even just that. It's like, bro, you're really, really welcoming. Not a lot of people that come out of this city are like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to speak for everybody, but a lot of people that usually make it, they tend not to come back. And
Yeah.
for good reason. I'm not saying I blame them, but not a lot of people are willing to give back.
True.
You know, especially, you know, given what you said, when you grew up, you were bullied, you were judged. Nobody gave a shit about you here.
Yep.
You went out, you did your own thing. You know, you saw there was life outside of this, you know, this community. Yep. And I wouldn't blame you one bit if you said, hey, you know what, to hell with this place. I'm going to go benefit people that actually give a shit about me.
No, honestly, I feel like growing up here, I loved growing up here. It made me who I am. It made me understand what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people grow up and they just don't understand the growing up phase of growing up. Like whatever you see is not something you have to do or be. And sometimes what you see is what you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Right? And one thing I learned is even if I get better, I keep improving. I become a powerlifter or the strongest nurse in the world or whatever the case is. Right? You know, lifting patients everywhere.
Right.
You know, even wherever I go, I become famous or whatever the case is. I would love to give back because I always think that wherever you grew out of, wherever you started, you could go back there.
Yeah.
So if you started as nobody and you got to the top, one injury, one thing, you know, one disease can make you lose everything. And that's what people don't realize. That's why you need to always stay humble and respectful to every human you meet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's real, bro.
For real. And then that's how I am. And I hate people that are fake. And that's why I'm very blunt. Because you can come at me any way you want. Because I'm going to come at you any way I want. That's why when people are like, can we ask you anything? I'm like, yeah, because I'm not even going to ask you if I can ask you anything. I'm going to say what I want to say. You don't like it, then we're not meant to be friends.
Yeah.
Obviously,
no,
I'm too blunt.
Hey, absolutely.
You know?
All right, I'm gonna ask this. Has anyone ever stepped up to you at the gym and said something stupid?
No.
Damn, I was expecting some story where you just rip someone's neck off.
No. Everybody just no, honestly, it's funny. Whenever I go out, like a lot of people are like, how do you go out to Chicago and downtown? Do people mess with you? I'm like, no, people just be complimenting me everywhere. Like, man, how much you bench? Damn, why your quads so big? You know, it's just like I get the craziest comments, you know. Nobody comes up to me, everybody just gets out of my way. And until they realize how nice I am, they're like, man, you were really intimidating, but you're such a like big gentle bear, you know? Literally, and I'm like, yeah, I'm super cool.
Yeah. No, it's cool because I mean, bodybuilders and powerlifters have this perception of being these big mean dudes.
Yeah, meatheads is what they call them.
Yeah, they call me meatheads. These guys are just a bunch of douchebags, just hopped up on roids. They just want to kill everything in their path.
Yeah,
it's not like that.
No,
and every bodybuilder I know is like the coolest dude in the world. Like they're all actually very chill. And even the ones that are juiced to the tits are all chill.
all the big guys and all the strong guys are the nicest humans.
Yeah, they are.
And they are one of the smartest humans.
Yeah, they 100%.
We just got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
Because what do I need to prove to you? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are always trying to prove something to everybody.
Right.
I got nothing to prove.
You're just kind of doing your own thing.
I'm having fun. Like I lift because I have fun.
Right.
I'm not lifting to impress you.
Right.
I'm not lifting to make you look at me and be like, wow, you're doing something good. I have fun with it. And you're just enjoying me having fun with it.
And you're having fun and you're an inspiration to kids. I'm telling you, like my little brother Amin's friend, they're upset, like his friends are obsessed with you. Like they're getting stronger and they're like, man, like they all follow you. And like we FaceTimed the other day with this friend
and that's what I love, honestly. I love that the younger generation, you know, I don't even say kids because these guys are big. They're big men, you know. So these younger, you know, men, I love that they look up to me because I can give them an image that, you know, you should follow what you love, respect your parents, and do your school. And it's all possible. Yeah. You can do it all.
Everything.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's where we fall apart sometimes because we want to cut off school like, oh, I need to do football only. No, prioritize your time right, and you can do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's everything comes together, and that's when you're at few people. when you do all that, you feel the most sane with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's you got to be very disciplined for it, but it's very rewarding at the same time.
Literally. And then I always get, a question that I always get is, how do you stay focused?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you not stay focused, man?
Right.
I got so many goals. I got so many dreams,
Yeah, yeah.
And I have big goals, but I even have small goals, because you can't jump from here to next door without walking, right?
Right, absolutely.
And you don't run. You take little steps when you're walking.
Yeah.
So you got to have little goals.
Building blocks, bro.
Exactly.
That's all it is. Yeah.
You can't have a house without the base.
Yeah.
It'll fall apart,
Absolutely.
So, and
Absolutely.
a house isn't built with a big brick. It's little bricks.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what people don't understand, is they want this big mansion.
Overnight.
It's like,
Overnight.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why they collapse, because it's overwhelming.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people, man, whether it's bodybuilders, whether they just, they work in like a corporate life, whatever it is, they want this immediate overnight success.
Yeah.
And they get very upset when that doesn't happen, and then they start comparing themselves to the people that are successful, and they're like, bro, this person has this. Why can't I be there? But they don't see the bullshit that person went through, right?
Yep.
They're just seeing the clout.
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy, because that's what I feel like, that's like in today's society, that's been like the main like cancer for people, is seeing what other people have and then comparing it to what they have, and they're just always down. And we're talking about this like from the first episode, we're talking about social media plays a big role in that. Because, I mean, with all due respect to you, everyone sees the records. Everyone sees the size. Nobody sees all the, no one sees you waking up at 4 a.m., making that breakfast every single day. Yep. Nobody sees that. Nobody sees those, those dynamic stretches, the walking every single day. Everyone just sees the lift.
Yep.
And they just think that, that could be them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Like, for example, today I had a wedding, and I need to be there at 10 in the morning. So I went and got a massage. I need to get a massage at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Literally. Woke up at 8 in the morning, went and got a massage because I needed one for my body. And, went on with my day, Yesterday I had another wedding. I literally needed to go pick up 2 suits. Everything, literally, I was driving everywhere, and I needed to go get my workout in.
Bro,
so I literally woke up at 6 in the morning to go get my workout in.
Bro, what do you do with suits? You have to get a new one every single wedding?
I hate it, yep.
Straight up? Every single wedding?
Every single wedding.
Every single wedding, you bought a new suit?
Yeah. I have to get it tailored.
Bro.
Because the suits, my waist is small. Yeah. My quads are huge.
Yeah.
And then my shoulders and arms are huge, but, my stomach is small. So if I get a very large suit, it's like this wide, to fit my shoulders and arms. So then they have to tailor in to fit my body.
Has a suit ever ripped on you in a wedding?
Yeah. It was the worst.
I would assume, like, right off the rip. This guy goes like this. And,
jacket.
Today, surprisingly, it didn't rip, and we did a whole dance rehearsal and didn't rip. But one time we were at an event. It was my birthday, and we were at a work event, and they were like, come on, you can dance and show us your moves. And I'm like, no. And then I was dancing, and I got low, and it ripped from my
oh my god,
my
the groin
area.
Oh, dude,
to my knee, bro. Like the whole, I had to tie my jacket around. It was the worst, bro.
Okay, guys, going off a funny note like that. Any last words? Anything you want to tell the people?
Honestly, I appreciate you guys for having me. I hope
coming.
my voice, I didn't want to offend anybody, obviously.
No, we're not here to offend people, man. We're just here to inform,
we're just
bro.
trying to, speak a little bit, try to change people's perspectives of who we are in the city, and that we can all get out there at one point in time and support each other and love each other and be a big family,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all from the same place, and we're
all
all
one,
to
bro.
the same place.
And okay, guys, that was the Husam the Gym Freak. Follow him on Instagram. He's worth it. If you, like I said again, if you do not want to get in front of a YouTube platform, you just go ahead and Spotify, Apple Podcast, and
subscribe, hit the bell, like the pictures, and then shout us out, baby. Do what it do.
Hey, man, return the favor. Husam the Gym Freak. He's gonna be breaking records. You guys should be following him when he does.
Dearborn better shout him out.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Deuces.